But you weren't expecting a tutorial for Christmas, but here we are. I'm going to be helping you use your brand new eyeshadow palette to help you make a really cool makeup look. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. And so I'm super excited to help you create a pretty look and to help you along with your makeup journey. I love you so much, Mom, and let's get into the video. So I want you to first do your brows, Mom. You and I do our brows differently, so I'm not going to show you because my brows and your brows are just like vastly different creatures. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take concealer and I want you to put it on the back of your hand. So I'm taking a little bit of this on and I'm just gonna put it on my lid. You see how it just kind of fades any redness, any spots, any discoloration. So now that you have primed your lids and done your brows, we're gonna get into eyeshadow together. I'm gonna help you use your Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette I just got you for Christmas to help create a look which I feel is really pretty and will be really good to wear on a day-to-day basis, or if you wanted to step it down for more of a natural look or step it up for more of a date night or out with your friends look after COVID. We're gonna try and do that together. I don't have the Soft Glam palette, but I'm gonna try to be using colors of my own that I feel like are similar to the colors that you have to help you curate a look. So we're gonna start with Tempera. I'm just taking any type of shadow brush, and Tempera is just the nude colored shadow, and we're gonna put that all over our lid. Now I'm gonna take this bigger sized brush and I'm gonna take a little bit of burnt orange, which is the shade that I have and you have as well. We're gonna take some, tap it off, and we're gonna pop it into the crease. We're gonna do some windshield wiper motions, as well as, I guess you could call them kind of zigzagged, to make sure that it's being blown out into the brow area. Now I'm gonna be going into my own colors, but you're gonna be going into the color Rustic in your own palette. And you're going to be taking it into the outer crease and buffing it into the middle part of the lid. And what we're gonna be doing is popping it into the outer part of my eye and buffing it lightly into the mid. So see how I'm doing that? It's kind of almost like little circular motions to buff into the middle part of the lid. And then you'll do some windshield wiper motions to buff it out. So we have that. We're gonna add a little bit more just to kind of deepen it up right here and here. So now we're gonna go into your color of Mulberry and I'm gonna go into my own color of Red Ochre. And I want you to be using the M443 brush from Morphe that you recently purchased. So pop it right into the outer. Kind of do exactly what we just did with Rustic, but we're doing it with Mulberry. See how that adds such a pretty hue to the shadow. Buff it out, make sure to buff it out a little. Now we're gonna take the same color and you're gonna go into the color Cyprus Umber to kind of do on the outer crease. And I have the color Cyprus Umber as well. So go into it, tap, 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 outer crease area. Buff it right here. So we start here. We place the shadow on the outer part of the crease, and then we have it buff into the middle part and the outer part, and just kind of have Cyprus Umber blend everywhere essentially. But we place it first on the outer part, so it kind of has the most pigment out there. So now we're gonna go into shimmer shades. You have some really awesome shimmer shades in your palette. The key to making your shimmer shades really pigmented is using a setting spray. We're gonna spray our brush. We're using a flat brush. I have this brush too, just in case. We're using this flat brush. And you're gonna go into your own color of Glistening. I'm gonna go into my own little concoction to try and mimic that same shade. And you see how we have a little bit of open space here? That's where we're gonna be placing our shimmer shade. You see how pigmented it is when you have a setting spray on it. It's insane. We're gonna kind of buff it out a little bit, making sure it's combining with these darker shades, kind of buffing it out here. Now you're gonna take your own color of bronze. I'm spraying this again. Oh, and I'm gonna take my own little concoction to try and recreate your color bronze. We're gonna put that right where we put everything else. Make sure you're also getting it into the inner part because it kind of helps open up your lid a little. And I've learned that trick because of how small my lids are. I'm gonna take some more of Glistening, pop it on there. We're gonna take kind of more of an empty brush, which is not a lot of product on it, and just help blend this shade down here, blend them together like that. I'm gonna take the more tip of the brush, spray it with setting spray, and we're going to Glistening again, just to get it on this inner part of the lid. All right, so if you wanted to amp this up for more of a date night look, you could totally put some Noir, which is your dark color, into the outer crease, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take that M443 brush, which I know you have. We're going to take a little bit of the dark. We're going to put it right here on the outer. See how there's like this V here? We're going to kind of buff it out. Now I typically do some shading underneath the eyes, but I do that after I do my foundation because I feel like it's hard to put concealer under your eyes if you have already put shadow underneath. I'm gonna scoot you out a little bit so we can now focus on the full face. All right, so we have all of this shadow under our eyes. We're just gonna take it off with a fluffy brush, you see? So, what I do for foundation and what I think you do for foundation are different. I know you put it on the back of your hand, which is totally fine. I do that too. I just feel like it always sticks into my thing, so I put it on the back of my compact. I put a little bit of my Estee Lauder. This is kind of a full coverage foundation. Because I mix two shadows, so I wish this had a pump, but it doesn't. So I put some on there. And then I take my YSL foundation and I do maybe 2 pumps of that. They're pretty similar shades, but YSL is a little bit darker. And I kind of just mix these two together. Obviously, your and I's, I think foundation routines are different. And I just put my foundation on my face.
Out by the pool. It's 70 degrees in the shade and the breeze.
I sometimes like to just take a brush and kind of blend it all out, just in case it's not blended as much as I want. But honestly, you just use concealer for this if you have if you're wanting a more natural look, mom. Make sure you're blending down your neck. So I use this and I blend down my neck. This is a foundation brush. You can use that Sephora one that you claim is falling apart, but it's not. I'm gonna take some of my Tarte Shape Tape. You can use any concealer that you have that's a little bit lighter. I'm putting this under my eyes. You don't have to do the V thing. You can do the V thing because some people go like this. I go like this, and then a little bit of that. Tip my nose right here. Just literally a couple of spots right there and right there. I go under my eyes first so those don't start to set.
I wanted to quickly add that the reason you place a lighter concealer shade here is to brighten, highlight, and contour the face. You place concealer on the nose to give the illusion of a smaller nose, and place concealer under the eye to brighten. Then concealer is placed on the forehead and chin, sometimes on the Cupid's bow to highlight the face and give the illusion of a better face shape. It's important to test out what works best for your face shape.
And one other thing I want to just mention, even while I'm all doing this, is that makeup has no rules. You can do, okay, there are a couple unspoken rules, like don't do a powder than a cream product. But those are just, you don't exactly have to follow those. Whatever works for you, because everyone's skin's different, everyone's face shapes are different. So I'm going to take my powder and bake underneath my face.
I wanted to add that the reason you bake is to set where you just highlighted. Baking allows for the warmth of your skin and the powder you're using to cure a long-lasting makeup look.
I'll take some more of the powder in a fluffy brush and pop it all over. So with the lower, so there are 4 shades in your Dior contour palette. The darkest shade is what I'm going to be using for more contour. So I'm going to be taking this brush here, which is kind of a good brush, but you can honestly use any brush you want. You could use a brush pinched, but this is just what I'm using. And with contour, you want to do a 3, just like that. So I start right here because this is where I like to contour the most.
It's warm and delightful. That's Christmas time in LA. In LA. Don't you know I'm loving it Christmas?
You kind of just gotta follow your face shape for this, I feel like. We're gonna blend it out. And you could use the 2 darkest shades in the palette and kind of like blend them together. And then I'm gonna take a shade which I feel like is similar to the second lightest shade, which is this, and I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush, kind of get it all in there, and just kind of, because I don't want to go all snooky, because you guys say that I put way too much bronzer on, which I disagree with you, but my family thinks I do that. So we're kind of blending out the edges. This is how I do my makeup. Obviously, we're gonna do it differently, and that's okay because we have different face shapes, and yeah. So there's kind of bronzer. I'm gonna take this compact of mine in the same fluffy brush, pick some up, and use that to dust off my bake. I'm gonna take like a pointed brush like this. I want you to take some of your own color of Rustic. You can even put a tiny bit of Cyprus Umber. This is all I do for right here. I'm gonna do literally kind of try and connect it to the outer part of my crease and lightly blend it. Now, I want you to take a flat shader brush, spray it. I want you to take Glistening. I'm going to take something kind of similar. I'm going to pop it right here. And then I want you to put it literally right in that crease. You see how pretty? Helps open up the eyes. I'm going to bronze my face a little bit more because I feel very pale. All right, and now we are going to set the brows because I don't like how they're everywhere. Using a clear brow gel. Now I'm going to be taking a lash curler. I get right in there. This is important for you to do, Mom, so you don't get those flakies underneath your eyes at the end of the day. I just make sure I'm moving from the root to the top. Just brushing through there. And your new mascara I bought you, I looked it up. It's supposed to be really good for people with glasses. At least, that's what Marie Claire said, so hopefully they're right. Okay, so now we're gonna go into blush. So I know your favorite blush, and it's one of my favorites, it's everyone's favorite, is NARS Orgasm. I'm gonna take a little bit of that. I do circular motions. You can use any brush you have. Literally blush, you can use any brush you have. I go like this, I smile, I do circular motions, I help kind of bring it up on the face. So starting at the apples, bring it up, just like this. Now we're gonna take highlighter. You can literally use any highlighter you have. I feel like you have some pretty ones. And I'm gonna take actually the same brush I used to contour with, but I kind of use a lot of the same brushes for things, but I try to get the excess from the previous product on the back of my hand or on a towel I have. I take my highlighter, put it on the apples of my cheeks. I'm using a MAC highlighter. You have some great ones from Becca. my lip liner. I overline my lips a little. Line the bottom. Kind of fill in my lips with the liner. I use a lipstick. That's like so shimmery. Then I take a gloss. How pretty my lips look. That is the end of the makeup look. I miss you so much wherever I am. I'm sure I miss you. And yeah, if you need any other tips, don't hesitate to call me. This is just to help you use your new eyeshadow palette and new bronzer. So yeah, I love you so much, Mom. Merry Christmas, and I hope you love all of your other gifts.